welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rodeo Today in the World of the Cowboys. We're blessed here today to have, he ain't a friend, he's one of my kids. This is Tuf Cooper. I don't remember when I didn't know him because I knew him before he knew himself, because his dad and me were great friends, and he was a pallbearer at Reagan's funeral, so you don't get much closer than that. Tuf, congratulations on the big win last night.
Thank you so much. Awesome to be on the podcast. This is cool.
Thank you. How much money did you win?
$19,500. $15,000 last night for the final round. So I was just kind of sliding in there before that, within the set, and I had a good calf last night and was able to get the final win. But San Antonio is the winners, whoever wins the most money. So I was lucky enough to have enough overall.
Well, and you're very gracious to say lucky enough, because I feel like you kind of make your own luck. It's like Larry Mahan says, where preparation meets opportunity. And what was you, 7-2 last night, am I correct?
Yes, sir, 7-2, yes, sir.
Tell me about that gray horse. You've been riding him lately. I'm not familiar with him. Where'd he come from?
I bought him last year from Cade Swore. He come off of Rick Kekeffer's ranch, the K4 ranch out in Arizona, and I'm very fortunate to have him. Cade was still rodeoing, and I ended up riding him a few places and talked Cade into letting me ride him some more, and he decided that he was going to sell him to me last year, and I did. And it takes a little bit of time to get with one, and I was able to ride him at quite a few rodeos. And over the past, probably few months, I've had a little bit of trouble with them. Just mostly my doing, just trying to figure out how to be better with them on the end of it. As fast as I get off, I'm leaving those horses pretty quick, and it's better for them if you stay there a little longer. And I'm figuring out that that's better if I try to involve him. That, man, he sure is a special horse, and the more I can do that, and I did that for the first time last night in a big time pressure situation. I fully involved him in the run, and he sure did make things snappy and make it easy and simple for me.
Refresh my memory. Is that the horse you rode at San Angelo in the match roping?
No, I didn't. I sure wanted to. But
that horse belonged to Sid Miller, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Do
you still ride that horse some?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that was one of Sid's and Dusty's horses that named Jewel that I rode in the match open last year at San Angelo, which is in our world a pretty cool match open.
Yeah, I was there. Hey, I had to throw Sid's name in there because we got to get out and vote for him here, so that was why I throwed that in there. I had to work him in there. We got to keep him as our agriculture commissioner.
Well, I tell you what, in November, the day before I left for the NFR last year, I went and picked up Sid's new horse named Minnie Pearl, and that is a daughter out of Pearl. One of the greatest.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. Put Cody O in the winner's circle forever.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Sid's good for our business, and he's good. He raises great horses, and he likes to see people win. We need more Sid Millers.
Oh man, he is. Yes, sir. He's been so awesome for us.
Well, unofficially, where do you think that bumped you up in the standings?
I'm not sure. I think I had about 10 or 12 going in, with about 19. So
kind of like your daddy will tell you, it really don't matter until it says finals audited.
That's right.
Nobody remembers who won second. Okay, well, tell me about the American. I'm assuming you're roping there. The format has changed so much. If you could enlighten us a little bit, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's kind of strange this year. So everybody ropes their first round at the stockyards here on this Friday, which is good for people like me and you that are close. This is just 30 miles down the road, and
Okay, you say everybody. There's some qualifiers. Now, you're talking about everybody. That's the top 10, am I correct?
Okay, the top 10 plus all the final qualifiers.
How many will they take in the final qualifiers in the roping? Because every event's different.
Yeah, every event's different. They're taking 7 in the calf roping. So there will be 10 plus 7, so 17 guys rope on Friday night, 1 round, as well as all the other events with their number. 10 of the fastest times move on to Sunday at AT&T.
Does it start over then, or do you carry your time?
It starts over. It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate every time, as far as I know. But I'll be honest with you, I really don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I talked to some people the other day, and we've been trying to find out for the podcast and stuff, and it's about as clear as mud for everybody since there's so many changes this year. We're just going to have to follow it along. You know, I know that. Of course, you're not eligible, and you wished you was, but you're not eligible for the $2 million. But it's made it to where there's a whole lot of outsiders, you know, thinking about that $2 million. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, yes, sir. I know on Friday night I rope one and at 7 o'clock at Fort Worth, and that's where I'll be.
And that's smart. I mean, you know, that's smart. You can't look much further than that. What bracket are you in at Houston?
I'm at Houston in the 4th bracket. That's the March 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Okay. All right. This show right here, and you know me, I've got to put you on the spot, and this is only an opinion. If you don't want to answer it, I don't care. In 2000, I went to San Antonio, and I won $17,800 for winning the steer wrestling, run 2 steers, and then the short go, and there was 200 and something entries. With this new tournament rodeo, which me personally, I'll go out there, I'm not really a fan, that you had been there and roped how many calves before last night?
Before last night, I'd roped 4.
You had roped 4, so that was your 5th calf last night, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you roped 5 calves and won $2,000 more 22 years later.
Yes, sir.
It don't take much of a mathematician to see that. I'm not saying that the people on TV don't like it. I'm not saying that because, it is exciting. It is exciting, and we got to consider them. But I also know that there's a lot of people that like the Masters golf tournament and don't want to see who just birdies 18. So I think that some of the top guys, and I would include you, the top, you're as top as the champion and therefore every year. I personally think it hurts you guys because the draw means so much.
As far as running
that last calf that paid you $15,000 last night, obviously you don't tie a bad calf in 7-2. I mean, come on. I mean, yes, he was a good calf, and I don't know if you thought he was the best one last night, but like in the steer wrestling, my event, if they get down to the 10 steers every night at the finals, there's always going to be one better.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's just one better. I mean, when they draw them that guy should win first, because the top guys like yourself, you didn't get to be the top guy messing up good ones.
Yes, sir. Oh, there was number 27 last night was on them, and that was I'm nominating for the roping calf of the year already early. But yeah, there was nearly everybody had a chance last night, in the final round. You can't really say that for all the.
I know that. Right. And last night they had great champions in every event. Every event last night, the winners are probably going to be eventually Hall of Famers. So, I get that. But I know like Mary's format. The last deal and the barrel racing stuff, as good a horse as Latte was, she never was a big winner in them tournament deals because you had to draw up real good, and the person that was first on the ground. Now, it was Haley Kinsel last night, but I'll go back to when your sister won the barrel race at San Antonio. She drew up first on the ground, and that makes a big difference in every event. That draw is so critical in that last deal.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's what I saw Haley go last night first on the ground, and I was like, well,
this is over.
He's about to do that to you.
Yeah, there was no question. I mean, and I mean that in a positive way. I'm not trying to be negative, but we got to figure out a way that some of that other stuff counts, because I'll put you on the spot one more time. Of this format on the tournament rodeos, how many of them have you won? And I'm talking about Fort Worth, the Denver, the Houston, the Calgary, Cheyenne, and the American. How many of them rodeos have you won?
I tell you this. Last night was the 9th time that I was in the final round at San Antonio, and it was the first time for me to win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah, that's kind of why you saw all the, I was really excited. And
I know all about it. I was in the top, the last deal at Calgary 7 times and had the most consistent record there. I broke it every time. Well, they're paying $50,000 in that day to win first, and nothing hardly to win second. I wasn't going to be late.
Yes, that's right. It's like you said, it takes that one the best. You have to have the best one on them, and you dang sure have to make that run, because those other guys are doing it. Calgary's different. I've been able to win it a couple of times, but as far as the other ones, yeah, that was the first time out of 9 times in the final round to win it. San Antonio.
See, and like the year I won San Antonio and won so much, I won second on my first steer, second on my second steer. If I just get out of the barrier and throw this steer down, I'm going to win the rodeo. And I did, and won second on that one. I won second on 3 steers. Is why I won so much that year. But, I took all them times in with me. It made it to where you could win so much more money. And I don't know that San Antonio does a good job of making it up. I don't know that some of the others, Denver, Fort Worth, not picking on nobody, that they've made up enough money that the tournament series works for the people they send home. I mean, when you send home 150 people that you don't take their money at $500 a pop, that's kind of hard to make back up. Now, the roping and the bulldogging and the team roping and the barrel race, they have that problem where the riding events really don't.
Entries are put a lot of money towards the pot. That's what I love. I love roping at these rodeos and calling Roy and telling me, he asking how much I won, and him telling me 1979 I won the same amount or a few bucks less at the same rodeo that we're still winning that today. But
I guess that's where I'm going with this, and I'm just saying somewhere in there we're going to have to rethink our situation. I mean, San Antonio, Houston, all these rodeos have went to that format, and that's fine, but they got to stay up with inflation.
Yes, sir. I feel like we're just a few steps behind it behind inflation with the payout.
Well, I really appreciate being there. We're an equal opportunity, no exclusives and everything. And I noticed you had a new sponsor last night, and I follow you real close to notice you're with Community Coffee. You want to say something about that?
Oh, yes, sir. Last year they decided that they were going to, look into our industry, and they picked up me and Shane Hanchy and Shad Mayfield just to kind of get going. And they're a family-owned company from Louisiana, and they have, in my opinion, and if you drink Community Coffee, you already know this and will say the same. Their coffee and product
Oh, it's good. That's why I noticed it last night. We're sponsored by Jerry Nelson's New Frontier Coffee, so we'll have to have a coffee change on the road sometime when we see something out there.
Yes, sir.
But I know you're with American, and that's all me and Mary wear is American hats, and we're glad for you to be on our team, or I be on y'all's team, or all of us be on the same team. So good luck at the American. I've kept you long enough. I really appreciate it, and feel free to call in anytime. And if there's any of the topics that you guys want to talk about out there, the only way we're going to make this sport any better is for us to talk about it in a positive light, because me and Roy have done our time, and we just want it better for your kids.
Absolutely, and I am grateful for all of the past champions and everybody that's worked so hard on making it, as good as it is for me today, because, I can actually do this for a living today. And I want more and more kids to be able to do it, and as you do too. And so, that's kind of the goal that we're all working towards. And I appreciate that direction that y'all guys continue to strive towards.
Well, we appreciate you, Tuf, and like I said, good luck the rest of the year. Good luck at the American, and we'll see you down the road, and I'll call you again sometime. It's been a great interview.
All right. Thank you, Brian.
You bet. Take care, Tuf. That's a good kid. He is a good kid. I say he's a kid. He's not a kid anymore. I mean, he's a several times champion calf roper, all-around champion of the world, still getting it on, still a good ambassador for our sport, and a great roper from a great family. So that's our podcast for that. We'll talk to you later. See you on down the road. This is Byron Walker, and we're out of here.